We just closed on a rental property using hard money for the first time.
Was it as scary as we thought? Let's talk about it.
What is up, guys? Kyle and Lauren here. We just closed on our 7th investment property, bringing us up to 12 doors in our portfolio.
If you want to see how we found that property, check out these 2 recent videos.
And while we're absolutely stoked about this new project, there are a lot of firsts with this property. One of them, using hard money for the first time.
We've used OPM or other people's money before in the form of private money, and we did a whole video about it. Bing!
Whoa, that's where you throw that thing. But our private money lenders are tied up in some of our other projects, and when a good deal is in front of you, especially in this market, you need to act fast. So we chose to go with a hard money lender.
We've been investing for almost 5 years and have never used hard money before, so we were a bit skeptical, and I'm gonna admit a little scared, but we just closed and we're ready to share all of the details.
Let's get started from the beginning. What even is hard money?
Hard money loans are generally short-term, non-conforming loans that come from individuals or private companies instead of a traditional bank. Hard money lenders tend to be less stringent and can lend on unique properties, giving borrowers more flexibility than they would find at a conventional bank.
Sounds kind of like private money, right? And it kind of is. However, there are some big differences.
Yeah, private money lenders usually aren't organized money lending companies. It's your aunt with a 401k or a buddy looking to diversify their investments. And they're not usually licensed to loan money.
Hard money lenders, on the other hand, are organized private lenders and are usually licensed. They're a business, and their business is lending money.
Since they are a business, they will generally charge additional fees and have a higher interest rate than your private money contacts. We'll dive into all of the fees when we share those details a little bit later in the video.
But first, when do you even use hard money? Hard money is great for investors like us who are utilizing the BRRRR strategy, or even flippers, who benefit from getting cash quickly and have an exit strategy to pay off that short-term loan, either by doing a cash out refi or selling the property. You shouldn't use short-term hard money loans if you don't have a game plan to pay it back within a year or so.
Yeah, hard money is great for buying off-market deals because it allows you to make more aggressive offers by closing more quickly.
You may notice on property listings or wholesaler posts that they will only accept cash or hard money offers, so it gives you access to more opportunities that you wouldn't have utilizing a traditional bank.
So for us, we'll be BRRRRing this property, so the hard money loan covers a portion of the purchase price and then 100% of the renovation costs. Once renovations are complete in about 3 to 4 months, we'll do a cash out refi into a 30-year loan and pay the short-term loan back.
Once you decide that hard money is a good option for you, how do you even find it? Unlike private money, you can Google hard money lenders and find companies in your area or even nationwide that could be a good fit for you and your project.
But I wouldn't go off just Google search alone. We do recommend asking other investors in your area who they use or going to local meetups and seeing if any hard money lenders sponsor the group.
That's actually how we found the company we worked with on this project. We've been attending the same meetup for the past 5 years, and this lender used to sponsor a lot of our earlier events.
Yeah, they would bring like Chick-fil-A or pizza to the meetup and give a brief talk about their loan programs at the end of the meetup. And even though we weren't interested at the time, we did take notes and introduce ourselves to them.
So over the years, we kept an eye on what types of projects they were lending on and who they were working with, so we really felt comfortable when the time came to give them a call.
You could also ask local wholesalers who their buyers tend to use and which ones have been the best to work with, because while wholesalers aren't the lender's clients, they are the ones receiving the money at the end, and they most likely know which companies are more reliable and efficient than others.
Now that we got the who, what's, when, where's, and why out of the way, let's dive into the process and our experience.
If hard money is something you're interested in, we recommend setting up some calls so you can start the relationship and just get a sense of what hard money is going to cost.
Lenders really should be able to give you what's called a program sheet, which gives you a high-level overview of the different lending options that they have. Use this to ask all of your questions.
Yeah, I'll typically say like, okay, pretend I'm a dummy and I know nothing, and let's say I have a deal under contract, what would happen next? Okay, then what? And then what? So basically I'll ask them to just share with me every single step. What documents will you need of ours for us to qualify? What's the general timeline from start to finish? What interest rate am I looking at? What other fees will there be? But primarily, you should just start the relationship and just see what loan products they have available.
The main one that we were most interested in is what's sometimes called a fix and flip loan. The big things here that you want to know are how much of the purchase price will they lend, how much of the renovation cost will they cover, at what interest rate, how many points, and how much LTC and LTARV they will lend at. But we'll get to those acronyms in a second because they're super important.
Bodie, we don't have time to play right now. Please hold while Bodie has to be fed. Licky Mats to the rescue.
If you guys have dogs out there, smear like food, yogurt, banana, whatever on these little things called Licky Mats. They love them and it keeps them super occupied.
Yes, that's true. For example, for our loan, we got 80% of the purchase price lended and 100% of the renovation cost at a 9% interest rate with 2 points. So on our $97,500 property with $55,000 renovation budget like ours, the total loan would be $133,000. Keep that number in mind.
But we didn't even know about LTC or LTARV. We didn't even know this was a thing, so this is one of our biggest takeaways.
So LTARV, or loan to after repair value, is what percentage of the after repair value they will lend. This depends on your credit score, past experience, and relationship with the lender, but it's usually 70 to 75%. We anticipated the ARV to be $190,000, so 70% of $190,000 is $133,000. Boom, we're golden. That's exactly what our total loan cost is, so we're good there.
But there's also LTC, or loan to cost. So what percentage will they lend of the total project cost? This is typically 85 to 90%, with a total project cost for us of $152,500, $97,500 for the purchase, $55,000 for the renovation. 85% of that is $129,200. That's less than the $133,000 we thought we could borrow, so there's a $4,000 difference there.
Now, we knew this wasn't gonna be a perfect BRRRR. We knew we were gonna be leaving money into the deal, but I guess we just thought that we'd be leaving money at conversion when we refied into the long-term loan and not at the closing of the purchase.
So bringing an extra $4,000 to the table wasn't the end of the world, but it definitely wasn't something that we were accounting for. And since we're in the growth stages of our portfolio and in the middle of another active project, a $4,000 surprise adds a little extra stress to the process.
It does. So, moral of the story, make sure you ask about this or just get a better deal.
Okay, back to the process. You've reached out to some hard money lenders, you asked all the questions, and you have a deal you want to offer on. Now what?
Now you send the deal information to your hard money lender and ask for a POF, or proof of funds. This is a letter saying that based on the information you provided, the lender will fund the project. It's like a pre-approval from a traditional bank.
Once you get the proof of funds, you can make an offer on the property. If the offer gets accepted, sign the sales agreement and send it to the hard money lender.
Now the underwriting process begins. While we did mention it's less stringent process than a conventional loan, they still are gonna ask for a few documents.
For us, that was personal credit verification, asset statements to prove we had the money to close, insurance in place, and contractor information. Now we know some people work with hard money lenders who do no doc loans in which they just don't ask for any documents at all, but we haven't worked with them, so we can't really share that same experience.
While they're reviewing all of your paperwork, two big things happen. The first is you and your contractor come up with an itemized renovation budget, and this needs to be broken down into specific line items. You can't just say kitchen, $10,000, because you then need to take these line items and build out your draw schedule.
This is an example of our draw schedule. On the left is all the work being done and how much it costs. And then as you move to the right, you can see what items will be completed and in which phase of the renovation. Once that phase is done, you email the hard money lender and request what's called a draw inspection. They'll send out an inspector, verify that the work you said is actually completed, and then we'll draw you a check for that money.
So this brings us to big lesson number 2. Most contractors require a deposit to start the work. The hard money lender won't supply this, so you're gonna need some money to get the project started. You'll get this money back after all the draws are complete, but you're basically just gonna be one payment ahead with the GC.
The second is the after repair appraisal. The lender wants to make sure that the work you're doing is actually going to increase the value of the home, so they take that itemized renovation budget and complete an appraisal based off of those upgrades.
Once those two things come back and are approved, you're basically ready to close. It took us about 4 weeks to close because we had some delays with the appraisal, but from what we've heard from others, 2 to 3 weeks is more likely if there's clean title.
We've been getting asked a lot about hard money versus private money and which we prefer. Here's what we'll say. There's basically 3 big pros to private money.
1, overall, it's cheaper. You're gonna most likely get a better interest rate, and you're probably not gonna be paying points or an origination fee with a private money lender.
2, they'll also most likely give you all the money at once instead of draws throughout. This gives you more control over the money and really allows you to move more quickly because you're not waiting on checks from the lender to pay the crew.
3, you're making someone you know money. I'd rather pay my friends and family interest rather than a business, but that's just me.
But there are some great pros to hard money. 1, and the biggest one for us, is the relative ease of use. We don't need to nurture a private money lender relationship, educate them on the process, and hope that when we bring a deal to them, they're able to make a decision fast. Hard money lenders are a business, and there's definitely a confidence in knowing that this is what they do on a day-to-day basis, and if the deal's good, they'll close.
2, it's scalable. A private lender might only have enough money for one deal, where a hard money lender can fund multiple at a time. So one relationship with a hard money lender may take you further than one relationship with a private money lender.
But like anything else, everything has their pros and cons, but we feel having hard money as an option gives us a sense of backing that we can confidently look for deals while we find more private lenders.
We posted on Instagram what questions you guys had, and there were a lot. So we're just gonna riff through some of them that we didn't touch on earlier.
Can newbies use hard money? In our initial call, Carl? Who's Carl? In our initial call, the lender did ask about our experience, and while he didn't give us a specific number of deals needed to qualify, I would imagine that having never done a single deal would make it difficult for a hard money lender to approve the loan. But if the deal is good enough, they're a business still. I'm assuming you could still get a loan, but your interest rate just might be a little bit higher, and there may be some additional fees.
The next question was, do you need an LLC? All the lenders I spoke with said yes, you do need an LLC, but that's not a blanket answer for all. It's just what we found. Hence our LLC video. If you want more information on that, go check it out.
What do payments look like and how long is the loan? We're doing a 9-month loan with 3-month prepayment penalty with interest-only payments each month. After 3 to 4 months, once renovations are complete, we will refi into a long-term loan and pay the short-term loan off. After 3 to 4 months, once renovations are complete, we'll refi into a long-term loan and pay that short-term loan off. If the deal's good enough, as if you're below LTC and LTARV, you may be able to include the monthly payments into the loan.
Is there a minimum loan amount? Yes, and this was lesson number 3. Lenders need to have enough skin in the game, and if you're not borrowing enough money, it may not work for them. Every lender is a bit different, but from what I've seen, they're looking for at least a $100,000 loan. But this can be a mixture of the purchase price and the renovation price.
So with all this being said, was hard money scary and is it expensive?
I wouldn't say scary, because since there were so many firsts with this project, like working with a wholesaler, investing in a new area, inheriting a Section 8 tenant for the first time, it was almost nice to not have to spearhead this one aspect. Working with a business means they know the process and they can help walk you through it. Whereas if you're using a private money lender and assuming that that private money lender isn't very well versed with this, you're the one pushing things forward and making sure all the documents are in place and making sure everything's moving along properly.
Also, using a renovation loan like this creates a different sort of working relationship with your contractor. When it comes time for a draw, if the work isn't done, the hard money lender won't clear that payment. It gives you some backing on that decision and prevents you from paying ahead of that work.
Now, is hard money expensive? It is. It's a business and you're gonna pay for that service.
So let's break it down. The main areas of variability are interest rate, origination fee or points, admin fees, and transactional costs.
We got a 9% interest rate. Last year, I would say that you could get a lower rate with a private money lender, but that's not always the case. So if you could get it lower, good for you. But for comparison, I would kind of say that this is just a wash.
Origination fee or points? Private money lenders usually don't ask for this. We paid 2%, which is right around $2,660.
Admin fees. We did pay $1,500 for document preparation. If you work with a private money lender, you're gonna need a promissory note and potentially a mortgage note, which you should get from a real estate attorney, and that's gonna cost you a bit. Let's just say $500. So for this line item, hard money was $1,000 more expensive.
Then for transactional costs, a hard money lender is going to charge you for the appraisal, which is generally around $500 depending upon the size of the property, and you have to pay for the inspector to come for each draw. We haven't experienced this yet, but have heard it's around $100 a draw. So between the two, you're looking at $800.
So all in all, hard money costs us $4,460 more than a private money agreement on a $133,000 loan.
Would we prefer not to pay that? I mean, hell yeah. But you just have to work within your numbers when analyzing the deal. And if it's the difference between getting a deal or not getting one, we're gonna go and do it.
Each deal is different, and we just feel like the more tools in your tool belt you have to make deals work, the better. So just treat hard money as another tool.
And absolutely, if you have any more questions about hard money or had a different experience with it, please drop us a comment below, because we're still learning this whole process and how to utilize it best in the future. And we can definitely do another video on it after this project's wrapped up and see if we feel the same way.
I'll be very intrigued. So that's it on this very long video about hard money. If you guys are enjoying this channel, subscribe. We'd love to see you with us as we invest in real estate and grow our portfolio. If you like this video, like it. And again, any comments, drop them below. We'll do our best to answer them.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Woo!